Believing in biology is not bigoted, and following the science that there are only two sexes and that there are very real and important differences between the two sexes is not hateful, it's fact.
What's happening? Buzz here, guys. We're about to go off on these transgenders because they are beating the hell out of these women in these competitions. They're not only doing MMA and beating them up in MMA, they're in cycling competitions, guys. Look at this, guys. Transgender cyclist once again takes gold and silver at major female competition. Outrageous. Two transgender cyclists have once again snagged first, second place at major women's competitions, with some of their victories outrageous and assault on the rights of biological female riders. Now, how the hell y'all gonna get beat by some guys with some balls and dick and balls riding down the damn competition, taking first, second, third, fourth? Did women even get placed? Did they get a participation award? That's what I want to know. Women, what's going on here? Tessa Johnson took first place in women's single speed category in Illinois State cyclocross. Oh, psycho. Is that what it says? Psycho? Cyclocross. Who the fuck named that? Championships on Sunday, while Evelyn Williams 30 placed second. The two who previously sparked outrage when they took the same positions in the Chicago Cyclocross Cup in October were pictured on the podium with Christine Chambers, the sole biological female to medal. What? Sole female biological woman took third. Second place was a dude. First place was a dude. And what they doing? They're hugging each other and smiling. What? Come on, women. Y'all should have been pissed. Y'all should have been frowning or something, giving them the finger right here. Hey, here's something to smile at. Johnson also came in third in the women's half race, winning $100 prize money in a record show. She previously competed in men's category at Clemson University, but it was only after switching to compete as transgender female that Johnson started picking up wins. No surprise, right? You can't win in the men's competition, so you switch to the women's as a transgender. I got long hair. I bet you I could join in some, female competitions, beat the shit out of some women, maybe MMA. I don't know. I don't need to practice. I'm a dude. I'm stronger than you women. Stronger than most of y'all, maybe. Maybe not all of y'all. Some of y'all. You better watch out. I might be joining soon. Wilson, meanwhile, has been racing in women's category since at least 2017, earning 18 titles. But in 2020, she appeared to compete in both men's and women's categories at Sky Express. Are you kidding me? So not only does she get to try out in the men's and lose, she gets to go to the women's and win. So you're going to suck at the men's and then come up on top in the women just because you're transgender. You want to switch over. I wonder if you're counting your days like Dylan Mulvaney. 256 days of womanhood. Winter criteria where she won first place as a woman, yet did not place against the men. The pair's latest victory inflamed critics who believe transgender athletes have an unfair advantage over biological females. I mean, look at this guy. Are you going to tell me this person does not have an advantage over a female, even if he or she or whatever this person wants to identify as has no testosterone, no balls? You're telling me this person will not beat a woman in competitions? I think this person has a high likely chance to destroy all women in everything. Come on, women. Y'all need to step your game up. Men, you're kicking y'all's ass at everything. It's outrageous. The Post columnist Piers Morgan wrote on X, quote, why aren't more women standing up for the assault on their rights, he asked. Tennis legend Martina Navratilova, I can't say that, blasted the riders as more mediocre male bodies taking podium places in female athletes. Wow, did you hear that, guys? More mediocre males. Mediocre as in people who don't really train. They suck at the sport against males. They go and they jump to the women's category and fucking wipe the floor with them. It's sad. It's disgusting, guys. Why are we doing this for? Why is this okay? Transgender cyclist dominates Illinois women's race, sparking concerns about fairness. Chicago in 2020 Illinois State Cyclocross Championships on Sunday saw transgenders competitor place in the two of the top three podium spots. Damn! Two of the top three women's spots, guys. Transgender women's cyclists win within rules, World Cycling Organization says. Now let's take a look at this video, guys.
Believing in biology is not bigoted, and following the science that there are only two sexes and that there are very real and important differences between the two sexes is not hateful, it's fact.
So that was just yesterday on the Hill. Riley Gaines taking her fight for fairness to the Capitol Hill and members of Congress. She's an All-American swimmer delivering that emotional statement on competing against trans athletes. She's led the way as the Biden administration seeks to outlaw transgender sports bans. Evie Edwards is a pro cyclist. She's competed against a trans athlete, and she's live in Asheville, North Carolina. How you doing, Evie? Nice to see you today. You're a mother, right? You've got kids in the game here, too. And you're in a state
Hi,
where
Bill. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're a state where the governor has defied the Republican legislature trying to ban this. What was your experience in your competition with a trans athlete?
Well, I've been competing against trans-identified athletes since pretty much 2017. So it's been a really long fight, and I appreciate now the fact that we have a platform to speak out, especially as a registered Democrat, liberal woman. I'm not the only one. There's many of us. Most women, I would say, believe in single-sex fairness for women in sport. This isn't something that just affects elite women, professional women. It affects women and girls at all ages of sport. We won't be allowed to, women won't be allowed to become elite or professional athletes if, when they're adolescents, they're unable to have fair competition. And equally so, the average female shouldn't expect to show up in an event and not have a fair chance at not even just a podium finish, but their rightful position within whatever group they're participating in.
Yeah.
Oh, man. These women need to stand up. Like I've been saying, people, we got to do something. Some common sense out here. We need more people speaking up, not just the women who keep losing, but the people in the states that are being voted into these positions to serve and protect us, right? To look in our interests for the reason why we voted them. They're not doing it. They need to be voted out. That's what needs to be happening. These transgenders are taking up all the places on the women's sports categories. MMA, cycling, running, anything, throwing. Why? Because men have an actual advantage. It's no surprise, guys. We know this. We've always known this. We can't act like we have blinders on and pretend like this isn't happening, because women are slowly but surely losing their rights to compete in any sport. Eventually, it's going to be all dudes, ladies. Y'all have got to step up and start speaking out against the rights that are being taken away from y'all. What happened to women's suffrage? What happened to women's voting rights? What happened to the actual feminists who cared about females in all female aspect? Where are they at? Oh, that they're calling you a transphobe, right? Just because you won't let a guy who probably still has dick and balls compete in the sport where you're at, where you get third or fourth, or don't even get a podium, don't even get a participation award, nothing, zero, ditto. Come on, people. We got to start thinking more rational, more clearly, and actually have a common sense, and not letting these left-wing loonies that have no common sense or no shred of dignity decide what gets to go on in your sports, in your world, especially if they're not female. Craziness, people, in the woke world in 2023, that this is coming to this, that men can compete in women's categories. This is going to continue to happen until states actually start realizing that women actually have rights. They're actual people. They're not just something you can put on like a wig or, or makeup you can wear like a clown. It's crazy, people. Like, comment, subscribe to BuzzFeed. See you on the next one.